I told God that I was bored and I'm ready to start living. I said, God, I've been sitting at your feet for so long. I've been consecrated. I've been sitting just with you. I'm ready to go out in the world and start living, God. I feel like I ain't living. I'm ready for the friend group to go out of town. I'm ready for the family. I'm ready for the marriage. I'm ready for my person. I'm ready to just start experiencing life. And you know what God did? He asked me a couple questions. He said, when I send you that man that I want you to have, when he needs space, are you going to feel like you ain't living no more? He said, when you start taking trips out of town and I bless you with these friend groups, when y'all come back home, are you going to feel like you ain't living no more? He said, when you get done packaging up all them orders for that 6-figure business and you ain't doing nothing, are you going to feel like you ain't living no more? God told me that sometimes living is just being still and being able to appreciate that you just here, being able to appreciate the lungs that's in your body. God told me to start embracing the stillness. And God also, he kind of stepped on my toes a little bit. Well, not kind of, he stepped on them. He said, the reason why you kind of lonely right now is because every time I gifted you a season of loneliness to be consecrated with just me and you spend so much time focusing on what you gonna do when I send you people. So you start looking all on social media, seeing people with their friend group, seeing people with their family, taking trips, this, that, and the third, seeing people with their business, and all you could think about is, I can't wait till I do all of that. And you didn't focus on the stillness and embracing the time that you got with me by sitting at my feet and learning how to become a better friend, learning how to become a woman of God, learning how to become a wife, learning how to become a servant to the kingdom, learning how to become like a business owner according to the kingdom standards. You ain't embraced everything in this season. So what happens was, when I sent them people for you, you ruined it. And not because you're a bad person. You wasn't the leader you were supposed to be. You didn't know how to steward your emotions. You ain't know how to lead the people who are assigned to you. You ain't know how to speak up for yourself and properly communicate your boundaries to make sure certain friendships and relationships and family ships don't go a certain way. You didn't know how to do that. You crumbled under pressure. And I allowed you to, so you can finally realize that when you in a season with just me, when it's just me and you, when you consecrated, this is not punishment. Because you dwell in your secret place. You dwell in my presence. You dwell in my shadow. And when I see you out into the world, you going to start looking like me. Y'all know when people say, oh, you've been around them so long, you start looking like them. So why when you went out into the world last time, didn't nobody say you look like me? God told me I got to start embracing the season with just him, because the longer and the better I get to sit at his feet, the happier I'll be when he send me out to the world and he started allowing me to have friends and family and start dating again. He said the reason why you having so many memories every time you go out into the world and you start getting close to people, and then you come back and you feel like, oh, they crossed me, or oh, they backstabbed this and or I could have did that better, I didn't communicate. That's because you never took time to learn how to do those things when it was just me and you. Because instead of appreciating me giving you a season with just me, all you could think about was getting back into that world. Not knowing the key to making all of that a happy experience and maximizing that is learning how to become a better disciple. So if you're in a season and you feel, I'm trying not to make this video long anyways, but if you're in a season and you feel like you lonely and you ready to go out into the world, you might not be ready to go out into the world, because I'm learning that the longer you sit at God's feet and you just learn his principles and his character, and it makes you get a hunger to want to adopt it. You want to adopt his presence. You want to adopt his character and how he communicates. You want to adopt his love, and you want to become the living word. And you start realizing how much better your relationships and your friendships and your business life and yourself, how you love yourself, how much it's going to be better. How better it makes you. But you can't do that when you only focus on being outside. So stay inside this summer. Matter of fact, stay inside for the rest of the year. We popping out next year. Amen. Amen.